The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, this one done with defense tonight over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Limit LR to 38% shooting. What did you do to clamp down on a team under Everett Sullivan that has been known since he arrived in Hickory for its offensive firepower?
Well, we knew that their identity on so many levels is tied to their tied to their O, and we know that we are still trying to establish a level of I guess reestablish is a better word. Reestablish our identity as a defensive team, and we challenged our guys to really live that out and to completely commit to a 40-minute defensive game, and they responded to that on multiple levels. I mean, we say that our overall defensive performance was good. When you start looking at the individual parts, the defensive rebounding, we didn't foul, we contested shots, we defended actions well, we limited transition shot. I mean, there's so many elements that were done at a high level, and that's hard to do when you start really sort of getting it down to distilling it down to the most basic elements. Our guys did that very well today.
For a long time today, it felt like a throwback to when John Lentz was prowling the sidelines for Lenoir-Rhyne. I had flashbacks to that 59-55 game over at Shuford Gym. But your offense catches fire late. You finish 14 of 17 from the field. Pretty much all of it inside. Was it just a commitment? Hey, keep going. It's going to happen eventually.
Well, we knew that we were in the bonus, and we knew that, the best way to get to the free throw line is to continue to attack the rim. And our guys were posting aggressively, and we were feeding the ball to them with a lot of pride. And then those guys were attacking aggressively. But then we also got in there off the bounce. Our guys were doing a great job with our ball screen action, and we were getting north-south on the drive. We just knew that as long as we kept going there, we would either generate a layup, a free throw opportunity, or a kick-out three. And that's what was happening. But Cav, on the flip of it, of the last, we got, I think, eight of the last 10 possessions, we got stops too.
Yeah.
So not only were we scoring it, but at the same time we were limiting their scoring pop, and that's how we were able to get the separation to finish it out.
You alluded to it earlier with rebounding in this one. You're plus 15 on the glass.
Yeah.
And Bryant Thomas gets his second career double-double.
Yeah.
LR, who only shot 38% from the field, only had 3 offensive rebounds, which is just bonkers.
Some of that, first of all, some of that is the strategy.
Yeah.
So they obviously were trying to get back and take away our transition offense. They were willing to surrender offensive rebounding for defensive transition. Now, they still had 3 of them. So, they would get a long bounce or something crazy would happen. But generally speaking, our guys were locked in and prepared. If we had to box out and really do a great job on the offensive glass, we were ready to do it. What I like is the fact on the flip of it, we got 9 offensive boards ourselves. And it was sort of spread out between a number of guys, EJ, Bryant, Bridge, Butts, Tyler. Our 4-5s really sort of did a good job there of gaining extra possessions for us. And the margin itself is a little bit deceptive because the strategy really is what created the situation.
Let's go to Bryant Thomas. Yes, he has the 10 rebounds, just 2 blocks, but his presence at the rim felt like altered more shots today than even he typically would, which is probably saying something.
Well, his reputation at this point precedes the performance. So people now are aware that if you get in there, you've got to be sort of careful because Carson-Newman has a certified shot blocking rim protector, and that reputation, having that reputation, he earned it. But now that's actually like an extra little benefit that he gets.
Do you have any questions? We've got a 3-year-old here.
Hello.
Do you have any questions? I mean, Jake and Cooper were asking questions.
What do you want to ask?
You have a question for Chuck? No. I
No.
don't think so.
She'll get there.
If you had to pick between Bingo or Rolly from Puppy Dog Pals, who are you going with?
Bingo.
Bingo? You
Bingo.
a Puppy Dog Pal guy?
I've been there.
Been there?
I've been there and done that one. Been there and done that one.
let's go back to the defensive effort. Jalen Johnson came in averaging 18 tonight. Granted, dinged up against Limestone. Didn't start today, but still plays 29 minutes. Hold him to just 7 shots and a season low, 8 points.
Yeah.
Break down the one-on-one defensive effort against the LR Star.
Well, I mean, they're like most teams. They would prefer to play their man offense, and with a 5-out alignment, they keep the paint open, and it allows a guy like Johnson who can really, really drive the ball. It allows him a chance to get in the paint and create scores for himself or others. That doesn't work quite as effectively against the zone where you have rim protection, you know, in the middle of that thing. So he got into the paint some. Then he was met with Bryant or Josh or Dima, whomever we had. He was met, and then because, you know, he's, what is it, 5'10", 5'11" guard. Those guys got him by a foot and length and all that. So it just, the styles make the fight. And I would say most nights when he's playing against a man-to-man defensive opponent, he's going to have more opportunities. Tonight, thankfully, we were able to sort of stymie him. He was the number one guy that we were focused in on, and so I thought our guys did a good job of limiting his effectiveness for the team.
Turn your attention now to the Anderson Trojans. What a three-headed monster Jeff Brookman has. How do you build from this one? Really great defensive performance and a really nice offensive performance late. Well,
I think, ironically, both LR and Anderson have similar strategies. You know, they sort of prefer to play more of an open post kind of game. We know they have multiple shooters, then they're going to spread it out and let it fly, but they also have guys that can get in the paint. So we know today was good because it sort of puts us in that mindset of defending another team like that come Saturday. But we've also got to one of the big differences is Anderson's going to commit to the offensive glass, and so we've got to do a good job of limiting their seconds. And we've got to be diligent ourselves to get downhill in the half court and establish that inside-out kind of play like we did tonight.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Congrats on a high-quality defensive W over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears.
Thanks, Cap.
That is Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson.